All right, today is June 1st, Monday. Stock market is back, and it was a kind of crazy weekend. Just the overall state of America, we had riots in every city, major cities, small cities. I'm in Philadelphia. There was tons of riots, looting. I'm in the north part of the city, northeast it's called, and there was looting, major malls, fires. Today, too, there was stores are closed down, pharmacies. There was looting continued. So the market overall brushed it off pretty much. They don't think it'll have economic impact. Um, so that's the state. And then you have coronavirus, things trying to open up. So a lot of tension in America, a lot of stress put on the consumer. And all right, let's get to stocks, though. Let's see what happened in the stock trading world. And we have CETX. That was a big gainer today. That was 165% right now gain. And let's see why. Shares of DGLY Corporate more than doubled in pre-market. Heels jumped Friday as the maker of body cameras used by law enforcement drew investors' interest against police killings around the country. So this isn't a Corona play. This is a police play, police enforcement play, societal play on police wearing body cameras to see, what happens when they arrest people. So this is a float of, I have 7 million, and this had a nice move right here. We started off today at 4:05 a.m. and had a big move up. I don't really like to trade 4 to 7 a.m. It would have to be certain times, possibly, but I like to see a move would happen. If you played it here, you're probably going to play here to here and then sell. So that's your day. So you can play it different ways. I like to play after 7 a.m. Excuse me. So this was a big move down, and then we formed a low here, found support right at about 65. And I like this move here, 175. You could have gave it a quarter stop, and then it sort of ran up, and 250, and came down with a higher low, and then another move touched 3, and then kept going. So it was kind of grindy, but it made nice waves up and down here. And if you go to the 10-minute chart, you had a clear move, 13/20 on the 10-minute, and this got pretty tight, but it never really was a sell all day. If you go to 15 minutes, pretty much held all day. Look at this. And then you're starting to fade here. See, that's the bend you want. See how it's getting very tight. It looks like it's going to cross the 20's going to cross over 13 MA. So you definitely look for that, but it was nice all day. And the daily chart, this goes way back until June of last year. You had all kinds of pops and then drops. And then January this year, you had a major move up and came back down. And then you had 75 cents here. It was touching. And then you had the dollar roll. It tried on this day. It was May 13th, and it did not break, and it came back. So you did have good support about 75 once this got over here. Now, when this started to move up, you had a few different things here. When it gapped up, you had support at 250. You can see this. And then you had another line of 3. See here, 3 popped and dropped. So you can definitely draw them lines on that. 196 million is amazing volume. What will this do tomorrow? Well, caught in between. It didn't actually fall back deep. So we could rise up again and get a 3. I would look for a 3. If not, it could fade back probably to 2. So that's on that stock. Let's see, DGLY. This is, what is this stock? Let's take a look at any news at DGLY. Shares of DGLY, Monday nationwide protest. Let me see here. I'm looking for news here. News, DGLY. 107% jumped. has gained, where's the news here? Come on. Digital video imaging storage products for law enforcement. Okay, it's another law enforcement play. They didn't come out and say this on Trade Ideas, looking for the news. So this was another news play with law enforcement because you have the riots. So that's the thing too. And the stock market's funny. It's like COVID-19, anything COVID-19 related will pop. And what's your latest news? It was the police killing, of course, of George Floyd in Minnesota, and then for the stock market, like what surrounds that, you're gonna have like, use of like body cameras, things that cops use that'll be highly centered on the buying of the stock market. That's gonna pop things up in the stock market in that area. Other things, maybe because the riots here, like protests, maybe have gun sales are gonna skyrocket. So look for each news event and what it means to that area in the stock market. So I mean, just say you had like a hurricane maybe in Florida, a massive hurricane that would cause, widespread damage. You'd have home building, certain areas in that area, food areas would likely go up. So whatever the news event is, look into that area. What's making that news event jump? So anything involving police and what police use, like these body cameras are big now. So take a look at that. DGLY, you had to move down. This was back in July. You had a gap here. You had 170, a nice gap here. It filled but came back to 250. So I would put a line here, 250, and then another one right here about 175. So we're caught in between. This had great volume, 91 million. Not sure what it'll do tomorrow. Could do a fader, could bounce up. Typically what happens, you usually get one day, maybe two, and then sometimes these come down and then it'll bounce right back. This is AESE. Let's see what AESE had a nice move here. And this is sports, Allied Sports, Esports Entertainment. So this is a sports play. This had a weird chart all the way back in September, came all the way down. Let me draw a line here. This is what I do. If you're looking at anything, draw your line. See where this lines up. Look at this here. So this was the move down. You could go a line here even, but I like to take the closest line that connects. Say 1, 2, and right down here would be 3. And then you draw one here because it started to squeeze. You start to get right here a higher low each time. And look how tight it got. And that's when it started to squeeze out. And this was the day. Right here it started to squeeze. But it was only, actually 1.5 million is actually a good volume, but compared to 73 million. So this is a major volume day. And look where it came up again. Look how these meet up. They brought it all the way to 6. And this was the move here. See it? That was the last move after this big drop. So they brought it to 6. Didn't hold, came back down. And then right now we're at where we're at. This was a pre-market move. Tougher play, came down, bounced up, double top. 1, 2 is a double top and faded. So that's what happened with it. That's stock. BTSI, you had a major top here. Almost a head and shoulders, came back down. Not great volume, 946,000. I don't have interest volumes that low. AMRS broke up. MVOV, almost here, 16, 17. And this is a great run all day. This had a move. Right here is the first candle, so had your previous high. And this one was, look how it separated, 13 and 20. It's pretty much a ride all day. If you could have got in each stop, maybe take 50 cents how these chart lines up, and then look at this each time, and then fade it. This is a great run. Anything that runs like this, there's no real sell the whole way. There has to be a sign of a sell, and there wasn't. Like these candles are nothing. This was like a hammer, so nothing showed there. Let's see, MVOV, what happened here? My Advanced Sciences submits new drug application NDA to FDA for once daily Rogalix combination tablet for treatment for women with uterine fibroids. So this had news, and that's why it made that good run. Here we go, NTEC. I've been calling this. That's why follow me on stock, Twitch, Mike Cayman Trades, YouTube, Mike Cayman Trades. I'm putting out all the winners. Not many people understand all these stocks like I do. And look at this move right here. Big gap above, and it's going towards 45. Nice volume. Look at these volume bars. So that has a good look to it. RWLK. So there's a big gap here. And it was starting to come up. It held support the whole time. See this? And then we're at 175. Maybe this goes to 2. We'll say it still have room to run here on stochastics. ALNA. Let me take a look at this stock here. So this one, see where the line is. I guess we're lying right about here near 3. So we're calling, this had a lot of stoppage right here, resistance 3. Now it's coming back, higher low each time. Look towards 253 maybe on ALNA. SIR, Sycor International. And this is the diversified industrial funds. This came all the way down from the crash in the market. Then you formed pretty much a double bottom, maybe triple bottom with this, and really coming up now. And this has room to run. When this is straight down waterfall, this is bouncing back nicely. So you can put this maybe as a long-term swing. It's looking very promising. INSE, it's coming. I don't really like this chart, but it's coming back up. So DVAX, look at this stock. This is a monster volume stock. Look at this right here. You're almost near 8. So that is big volume. Intraday. It's got over 625. Look at this. It's took off. That is a great chart. That's a great long chart. It was never a short. Real high up. So this broke that. I'm not sure where this goes here. It formed a double top right here at 8. We'll see. Last 2 days have been so strong though. Blue Apron. This came all the way up back in March. Massive red candle. They came back down. Now we're at 12.18. I would look for this maybe to get to 14. So it's showing promise here. GNOS, look at this chart. This has been such a strong long chart, but it's a tough chart because it's gapping all over the place. You have move up here, then these gaps here, then this was a fake out. You thought maybe that was it. It's going to go back down. It didn't. And this goes probably to 275.3 at this point, the way it's looking. VRML. This is a great long chart too, daily chart. It's riding up. See, it's getting better and better. And then usually these will explode up like that. One big candle. And where is this at? On the weekly chart. The weekly we have 3 here, 4 I mean. This is over 4 now. So the next line looks like maybe 475, and then you have 5 or 6, 5 then 6, of course. LTRPA. This is coming up. Still put in higher lows pretty much. It might test 3 plus. THM, Tower Hill Mines is really exploding. WRTC. This had a move in April, slowly grinding up, nothing great. And then last 2 days have been massive candles, volume. You had a double top right here. That's why it bounced off that. So your target now has got to break 8. OXLC. You have descending triangle here, or symmetrical. It's trying to break 4 plus to 450. DPW, digital power. This is a spiker. Look at this. Spike, spike, spike. You have $2. I would look for the next range to be near 2. 40 cents. Oh, here you go. UAVS. This is a former runner. Right here, candle. Big candle here. Came back down. But it didn't come out all the way to like a low. So still holding ground. 75. Look at this dollar. Getting tighter. See here? This wedge, this not a wedge, ascending triangle. Look for it 150 plus. So this could break out anytime here. And the volume spikes have been pretty good. COTY, trying to break this trend line. If it breaks this trend line, watch for 5. So big candle there. NVGS formed a high wick. This touched 997. They came back down. TLA. Gin, there's another one, 13 EMA bounce. It's called when you have a stock breakout and then it comes back and it comes back. And where is the support usually? 13 or 20 EMA. I've seen it a million times. And then we have NLS, Nautilus. This is a broadening wedge. Let's get to the high of the wedge part, the high part. BTIQ. This is a pretty crazy stock. We had a huge run up here, came back down, support again, and now it's testing at 34 plus. So, and after hours, it's up. Here's SM Energy Company. You had the gap here, filled the gap, came back down. All this is higher lows. See right here, 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 and now we're trying to break 415. And the next major move now, 425, 50, 75, $5. There you go, staff. One nice round move here, then high wick. DBD. This has to break 6, but it's showing strength on these lower highs. Excuse me, not lower highs. The lows here getting higher each time. The low, higher, 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 higher lows. PRPO. It came out of this tight triangle here, spiked, came back down. Now it's over 1, trying to fight that 1 level. OI. Glass incorporated packaging. See here, it's getting tighter. We had 1 move, 2 move, 3rd move trying to break out here. Could come back into the triangle. If it has a good next day, watch for this gap filled at 932. DraftKings, this is just crazy. This is 32.25 now. Look at this. See how it's getting, look how it got stronger and stronger, just kept riding up. That is an incredible long. Oh, I'm sorry, this is DKNGW. This is what warrants. AOBC. SSL is, looks like it's a South American oil company. They have a big gap to 10. Nice volume here. It's coming up. Just trying to break this 6 line now. Novax came all the way up, touched 13 EMA, bouncing up again. Trill has been a monster. Look at this. Grinding up and down. It's testing that 8 level. will, no interest in QTT. Formed a bottom right here about 220. It's trying to come back here and maybe it'll test that 3 line. Zoom has been on fire. It's at 204.15. Car's been breaking out. You had the bottom of the 14th, and look at this, still going near 25 now. Trip has been kind of tough to trade. Came back on these 2 candles and it's bouncing back up. Nerve oversold play. Just had a massive gap down. Trying to hold here 4 on Nerve. PRTS, US Auto Parts Network. Look at this. This has really took off since May. Good volume too. So this is almost, I bought this near 2. This is like, yeah, over 3 times your money. Domino, total V-shaped recovery. It's all the way back now. There you go, NGL, Energy Play. Energy Plays of taking a breather, but now it looks like they're trying to get back. So you had the move down here, then bounced off this line, broke over 350. Then they had this move here, the big move up on these 3 days, and consolidated again, and now it's trying to break up again. So these are great looking long charts. This has to break 6. EOLS. This had the massive spike on May 22nd, then bounced up, came back to hold support at 450 and 13 EMA. So this could be interesting. This might try to come up again. KTB says a double bottom right here at 14. Trying to come out here. I like stochastics trying to come up, and it's trying to get to 1650 and maybe about it'll be 18 this line. On that GRNQ had a massive 3 days here, came back down. I'm not sure here, had a candle, could back to even fight this candle, come back down, we'll see. CPRI, this had a line of 15, broke up, didn't hold, but look at this, higher. The first one higher, higher, higher. Came back, and this is a test on a symmetrical triangle. You'll get a 5-wave move. Maybe this is like 1, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, then 5, and 5 it takes off. So it doesn't come exactly the moves. It's usually called a 5-wave move, but sometimes, you know, they touch, this didn't touch. But you can see the move here. This is the first real big breakout. This is a small one, and this came back. And where did it touch? Support right here. That's the line of support, and bounces off that and should go higher. What else do we got here? A lot of stocks here. Not that many great gainers. There's some good gainers, but not like we had last week that had that many gainers. Let's see, OAS. OS is doing. I had that breakout and came back. It's sort of 150 cents. NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line. We had a move up here, bounce back, another move, bounce back, move here, bounce back. Now, is this going to break this time? It's like 1, 2, third touch, it might. And that would be at, what level is this? About 18. It's looking like it wants to break 18. We'll see here. The market, see the wraparound speed 1320 EMA finally wrapping and could come up here. So we'll see. This could be the break. That is RYAM. Advanced Materials, Ryanair. This had a nice move, 130. It's all the way to 230 plus now. That's a strong long chart. Either like a triple bottom. Here's DraftKings. The other one was the warrant. So this is DraftKings. It's forming a massive rising wedge. So it just keeps going now. You have to keep your stops tight if you're buying this. So it's so high up, I'd never buy it, but you can still trade it. GOL trying to break 4, almost 5 level and come up. MUR, Murphy Oil, really tight moves here. And it looked like it was trying to break up. Then it came back to test that line again. It's trying to break up again. So I would look over. I'll look over 1310. See if this can break out. We have a big gap above here. Looks like it wants to fill. So these are like 10% gainers today. Nothing really great, but some good moves. What else do we got here? This is a WTI. It's formed a nice little ascending triangle here, and it's finally trying to break out. Test 3. PDCE Energy. This had a move of 1350, and that's your line now. See this? It's trying to break above. Watch that move. It's been really strong lows. Look at this. Keeps getting higher, higher. Each of the on these lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The last one. Peloton continues higher after the pullback, so that's still looking strong. What else do we have here? Save. Trying to break out over 14. It's like take a look at the SPY. See the SPY here. SPY definitely looks like a rising wedge. So you have different lines here converging. It looks like it's riding very high here, 91. So it's definitely a rising wedge, but how far is it going to go before we get a drop? I mean, this could drop easily to about 295. We'll see what happens. Dow Jones. This is another one that's coming back here. It's holding at 61.8 retracement. So this could test right above 25,732. NASDAQ. NASDAQ's also forming a giant wedge here. Let's see here. See, the space is getting tighter and tighter until we get a drop. This might even get a double top. This could even get maybe the previous high on March, which is incredible, and then come back down. We'll see how that plays out. That's looking very tight, tighter and tighter on that. TNA. It's formed a nice channel here. A little bit outside. This one's outside. And it's at the top of the channel now. It's in the middle. It's looking pretty good here. You have the 1320 EMA wrapping around. 13 is nicely above. So this could, the market remains strong, and test that high of 2950. So it's looking promising. Nail. Yeah, I'll have this move up, almost as wedge forming. Then it's, it's the last 2 days spinning crosses or doji candles, so it's indecision. I'm not sure what they're doing here. If it would to go down, I'd look for 2383 maybe. On this line too, coming up, maybe that's support 25. Still looks strong though now. What else do we have? UDAL. That's coming out of the wedge too. It has to break above that line. JNUG. JNUG has to get over now. What do we got here? 108.10. So this looks like it wants to test it. Maybe it wants to test over 8283. It's coming back here. It's going to try to come up. TQQQ. This is still in this line here. Let me make this tighter. See, get that touching. So that's getting tighter too. So this is looking like this might touch 61.8 retracement. We'll see if this falls back from there. SPXL. This has really now changed to it's like a wedge here forming. Let's see, a lot of these don't connect. You have a connection here, these two lines. Nothing's exact, but this is keeps touching the top of this trend line. So watch for that. LABU. This has hit this line. This is a biotech bulls ETF. Line up here, came back. Looks like it's going to test 50 again. We'll see. So that's on that. What else do I have here? Soxel. Soxel is trying to get over that 156.12, and you have 38.2 fibs right above. So it's looking like Soxel. I can't really draw a line. It's not forming a wedge necessarily, but this is a channel play. This is FAS, and you had a line right here of 31.72 about touch, came back, broke out, and see where support was. This bounced this candle right off there, and then came back almost 32, and it's trying to come up now. So this is trying to retest that high, 34.60. So that's looking like FAS on a financial bulls ETF. So that looks like it's it. It's a lot of stocks to look at, and some other ones we've been looking at. MLMD, this had the breakout. Inside day, still has to get over that line now. What else do you get? HLX. This is trying to get over 361. Hold on. And that is it. So we will be back tomorrow. Please subscribe and like the channel. Peace.
Our political air conditioner for the living.
Yeah.